Hi, I'm Bonnie.
And I'm Margie.
Welcome to Conversations with Bonnie and Margie.
And
Today, I'd like to explore the changes that I've been going through in how I'm showing up in my relationships with you, with some of the other people that I'm close with. And when I suggested this, you said, wow, that ties right in with the changes in.
it's kind of a new way of being.
So I've noticed, and we'll be going from what I've been talking about into that, kind of letting them weave together. So what I've noticed is there was a time up until pretty recently where I needed to talk to you and speed and daylight. I needed to talk often and talk a long time and need you to focus on me until I got to express my concerns, my worries, my angst, my stories, my questioning, my analyzing what's going on and am I doing it right? Is my thinking okay? And then I would give you the talking stick, as it were, you being you particularly, because I knew we would go deep and you would help me to explore and unravel, embrace, be okay with myself. But it was not just you, it's also the people I'm close with. And lately I'm finding I'm not analyzing as much, not worrying as much about what's going on, being more present, and so not needing to get on the phone with you guys as much and talk out loud, think out loud. If you need me, if somebody else needs me, I'm very happy to be there. But you've been going through a real similar thing, and so our everyday 20 to 50 minute conversations have gone to every few days and a check-in. When I brought that up, you said, wow, that's this new way of living. And you're getting confirmation that that's moving forward into a new lifestyle, into a new way of being. And so I'd love for you to take it and share what you've been listening to.
Well, there's a couple of things. I've been listening to Jim Self talk about moving into a new paradigm, and they call it a fifth dimension, but I think that makes it too complicated. I think it's more just a new way of being. I think evolution is happening. And we're
Evolution in what? When you say, I mean, my body is evolving. What do you when you say evolving?
I think our consciousness is evolving.
Got it.
I think in the old paradigm, for lack of a better word, but don't make this paradigm thing. It's just
New way of
we
being,
were
old way
this
of being.
way,
Yes,
and
new
now
consciousness.
I think we spent so much time trying to figure out who we were, why we were that way,
Right.
what was wrong with us, how we could fix it. And it was a constant check-in of what are my thoughts, what are my feelings, to the point I think we drove ourselves crazy.
Yes, and so what I'm hearing is we were living in our heads.
Yes.
We were taking ourselves out of the present moment, wanting to get confirmation that we were okay, that if we weren't, that we're broken, but we're fixing that. The analyzing to find what am I ready to change, because who I wasn't okay. And that's the deep change that I'm hearing we're making.
I think some of it, though, is even more than that. I think before it was like a figure out a label, who am I, what am I, constantly searching, and I think we're settling into the comfort of being, which means I don't have to explain what I'm thinking, because does it really matter? Matt Kahn's another person I listened to, and he said, how do you even know the thought is yours?
And Jerry just today, Stalking is my personal coach, and on our weekly call, he said, what's maturing, it's not believing your own thoughts. And
Right.
it's a very similar thing. And So it's coming more into our hearts, more into our bodies, which is allowing us to stay in this present moment
as
more.
an experience,
Yes.
as a feeling of what's
Yes.
going on, not a figuring out what's going on, and
Yes.
experiencing what's going on, and experiencing each other. However, I do find it's hard to talk sometimes because what do we talk about?
Yes, yes.
Before it was soap opera and drama, and my life was a soap opera and a drama, and I could tell you all of those things and get the adrenaline going, and it seemed exciting until it didn't anymore. And now it's like, so what are we talking about?
And part of the reason I wanted to bring this up, because one of our gifts to each other is talking about the sticking points, not only me in my life, but here. I know that we'd said, hey, I don't have much to talk about. Even as recently as last night, we were on the phone, handled business, got off the phone so fast, and there was a little residue of, gosh, I hope Margie's okay with that we don't have anything to talk about today. So it's not, I've not yet moved so far beyond this new place that I don't fall back into the analyzing. I just don't stay there for very long. I'm not questioning myself. And I trust that if something really is there for us to work out, you'll bring it up or it'll come back. My mind will bring it back up for me to go, hey, Margie, that's happening less and less as I let go of a moment and welcome the next.
And some of it, I think it's, what I'm noticing for myself is I have a comfort inside of myself that I never believed possible.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, exactly. I know that my outside world is just, I'm having the best time playing in theater and playing with painting, but even when things have been going well for me in the outside world, there wasn't this ease of my own company. There wasn't the delight. I mean, I'm actually, for the first time in, I can't remember when, people go, oh, I feel my heart opening, or I'm actually feeling the delight, not just looking like I'm feeling delight. And I've been, by the way, yes, I am working on changing it to I or something else. Jerry pointed that out just last week, how often I start a sentence with so, or I say it instead of really looking at what I'm talking about or owning my own experience. So you've heard me maybe several times today interrupt myself when I heard myself say it, and that's part of it, is developing my own inner ear.
I think some of that, though, has to do with our history. I can remember when I was younger being told, don't talk about yourself all the time, talk about we and other people, and it's like, but who else's experience can I talk about other than my own? If I'm trying to talk about your experience, I'm only guessing.
Right. You can ask me about it, and we
Yeah,
can...
but if I make a statement about we and I don't know if that's true. I'm barely figuring out what's true for me.
Yeah. And I'm go ahead.
But I'm also letting go of the need to figure out what's going on with me. More a settling into, I feel warm, I feel open, I feel quiet, I feel excited, is different than this, I don't know, the analyzation that I used to have to do.
Right.
It's more a recognition of where, that's it, it's more a recognition of where I am in this moment rather than having to figure it out. And even in the recognition, I don't even particularly have to acknowledge that in words, which is why it's hard to talk, is because I don't have to acknowledge it in words. I just have to feel, for lack of what feels like to me is an expansion. An expansion as well as a presence.
The word presence, we're sharing presence, and in that, both of us expanding. And I want to turn to the camera a minute, because one thing we've never done, and it dawned on me as we were talking about our evolving, is I want to know what you guys are experiencing and what you guys are thinking. You can actually make a comment. You can email us at dubrow.russo
R-U-Z-Z-O.
well, I'll spell them both in a sec, at gmail.com. And it's, if you click see more at the bottom of our video, our email is there. And I'm going to be adding a slide. I'm learning a whole lot of technology, which is also a new thing. I mean, I used to learn computers and all sorts of things by myself. I got to the point where I didn't want to learn anymore. And I went through years of, if you show me, I'll do it. If not, just recently with the painting, with theater, I'm studying. I've never studied theater, and here I am doing some performance coaching. I'm excited to be reading a book, going online and studying things. With getting this project going, how long did I not want to learn how to use YouTube? Because it was more complicated than I thought. And so that too is a testimony to, I don't have to analyze stuff, but I am, that's freeing up time and space for me to be curious and interested in learning again.
And it's so, that you say that, how much more comfortable, how much more willing it is to do things when they come from the place of curious, rather than I have to, it would be good for me.
An obligation to you. It's like, oh, Margie's waiting for me to, so I'd better. That didn't help for 6 weeks. I finally went, I'm ready. And it was, I as you saw a moment ago, while I was trying to find where to make one of the other videos public, I don't know it well enough to quickly find it, and that's okay, even in front of you.
And isn't this a lovely space to be, that it's all okay?
Yes.
And not, I have to be home alone for it to be okay, although sometimes I was the least okay.
Yes.
But other times it was okay because it was only me seeing I didn't know, or I was uncomfortable. Now it's like, oh, it's just so lovely to be part of the world with whoever else is showing up.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to add on to what Bonnie said and invite you guys to add your comments, ask questions, because part of doing this for me, and I believe for Bonnie, but she can say more about that, is I want to know, does this have value to people?
Right.
Because this process within myself and with my friendship development with Bonnie and how we are with each other, I find has been so satisfying and such a benefit in my life, that I'm hoping that these conversations have some benefit in your life.
Thanks, Margie, and well said. With that, please email us, write your comments down below the video, and we will see you for the next Conversations with Bonnie
And Margie.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.